Hi everybody, happy Memorial Day. You know, today's one of those days where everybody's out grilling or picnicking or something. I have for you a meal that you could put on the grill. We're not doing that today, but it's versatile like that. I'm making sweet potato fries and black bean burgers. The black bean burger recipe is going to come up a little bit later after I do the sweet potato fries. So, this is what I do for my sweet potato fries. All I did is I added a little bit of granulated garlic, some seasoned salt, and some thyme. And I mixed it together in a bowl with my sliced sweet potatoes. I made the sweet potato fries a little bit thicker than your average potato fry, simply because the sweet potato fry, as they're baking, they will shrink. So you want to make them a little bit thicker so that way you can have like a real fry to go with it. And I also coated them with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to take these over to my cookie sheet. I've already lined it with foil and sprayed it with non-stick cooking spray because these little buggers like to stick. So we're just going to not get too technical, just dump them all in there. Try to get as much of the seasoning and the extra virgin olive oil as you can. Okay. And then we're just going to spread them all out on the cookie sheet. And don't worry if they stick together. It's fine. Sometimes it just makes it better, huh? So let me wash my hands. Then you want to preheat your oven to 400 degrees, which I already have done over here. And they're going to cook, I think, for about 30 minutes. I'm not exactly sure on the time. When they're ready, I will let you know how much time they took. And I'll be back with the black bean burgers. Hi everyone, welcome back. As you can see, the sweet potato fries are finished cooking. They took about 20 minutes. If you want them more crisper, let them go for about a half an hour. And in this pan, I'm already getting things going for my black bean burgers. So in here I have a hodgepodge of every vegetable you can imagine. We have onions, garlic, mushrooms, carrots, zucchini, summer squash, and some fresh baby spinach. I'm just going to try to wilt this down. In my food processor, I have some black beans. Now, if you don't have a food processor, it's okay. You can mash the beans up with a potato masher, a fork, even a blender. You could just put it all in a blender. You would just have to do it in smaller stages. Now, I also added to the pan some seasonings. I added all these seasonings that you see up on the cupboard, on the counter. We have Chicago steak seasoning, Spanish thyme, seasoned salt, granulated garlic, some Worcestershire sauce, and some balsamic vinegar. Now, the purpose of these two things right here is to give it more of a beefy, meaty type of flavor without having the meat in it. Now, I'm not a vegetarian. I'm a carnivore by heart. However, there are just times, you know, meat's a little bit too expensive, and this is a very inexpensive way to feed your family and have a burger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to process these beans before I add the vegetables, just so I can get them going, and then I'm going to incorporate the vegetables so they'll blend in together. So you probably won't hear me, so I won't say anything. Okay. Here we go. Now the reason for me pulsing it, as you can see in the food processor, is to give it a little bit of texture. You don't want it so smooth like a bean dip. You want a little bit of texture in it so you can fool the carnivores in your family that they're eating meat, but they're not. So now I'm going to very carefully add the vegetables. Now as you can see, I really didn't get too fine of a dice on them, and it's simply because they're going through the food processor anyway. So there's no point in doing that. Let's see. We're going to start out with that for right now. And all these vegetables are just going to add to the texture. So, and it will probably bump up the nutrition value, and it will be good. I sauteed these vegetables in some coconut oil, so you saved a few calories there. I also, off camera, I made a cucumber dill yogurt sauce to go over the top of these. And I basically just diced up some cucumbers, some baby dill, and a little bit of salt, and some Greek yogurt. And I mixed it all up, and I'll show you that in just a second. I think I got all the vegetables I'm going to get in there. I don't want to get a lot of that liquid because we want them to be burgers. We don't want them to be soup. Even though I bet this would make a really good soup. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to have to add some breadcrumbs to this because it's a little bit more liquid because of all the vegetables I've used. I was trying to find my seasoned breadcrumbs that I made earlier in the week, and you can refer to that video to get the recipe for it. All this is it's like a light wheat toasted up with some Parmesan cheese and parsley. Okay, now I gotta let this cool because the vegetables are hot, but I'll come back and I'll show you what the burgers look like when they're all cooked up.